Talking with your kids about guns is like talking to them about the birds and the bees. I can't help about the birds and the bees, but I can help you talk to them about firearms. Let's get started. Welcome to the Armed Citizen channel, where you and I will discuss the finer and mostly undiscussed points of being an armed citizen. If you find my content valuable to you, please like, share, and subscribe, and maybe even drop a few coins in my tip jar to feed my ammo habit. Let's get on with it. Hey, we're going to talk about how to talk to your kids about guns. And this is a very important subject if you are an armed citizen, because this means you're going to have firearms throughout your house, possibly stationed, ready for use, and at least somewhat accessible to your children. Now, the thing of it is, there's actually an anti-gun website. It's called End Family Fire, and they said talk with your kids about guns. The thing of it is they never said what to say, so I'm going to fill in the blanks. First of all, you have to realize that kids are curious. That is their job, is to learn things, observe the world around them. And so they have to touch everything. They have to investigate everything. And everything has a certain allure. When you hide your weapons, the kids will see them anyway. They'll wonder what it is you're hiding from them. It's almost like a Christmas present, and the curiosity is actually enhanced, and they become more curious and will expend more effort to find and investigate these things that you're hiding from them. So the best way to do this is not to hide them, but to go the opposite way, to show your children your firearms, unloaded, of course, but in an age appropriate way. You show your firearms, your handguns, your long guns. You don't have to be very specific at all, but you do have to let them see them, touch them, and let them know that this is mommy's and daddy's, and they don't touch. However, if they ever have any questions, they can ask you, and you will stop what you're doing and answer those questions. And it is very important that you follow that point up. If they ever ask you to stop what you're doing, get down on their level, and explain it so they can understand it. When you do so, you reduce a firearm to just another object in their environment. They understand what it is. They understand that they don't touch it, and there's no allure to it. So they pretty much ignore it. This is called defanging the serpent by satisfying their curiosity, because if you satisfy their curiosity, there's no way that this serpent is a danger to them and will bite them and possibly other family members. Now, you do have to teach them in an age-appropriate manner two different things. The first is the 4 rules of firearm safety. When my son was in preschool, I was doing a lot of shooting. I was actually shooting competitively in IPSC locally and during the week, and then on the weekends I would actually go out and shoot skeet as well. So being 3, 4, 5 years old, he wanted to come out and male bond with dad. Now, this isn't just for the boys, this is for the girls too, because girls love their daddies, right? You, as a dad, you want to spend quality time with your children as much as you can. So, first thing that I taught my son was the 4 rules of firearm safety. I actually printed it out on a sheet of paper and posted it on the wall next to my reloading bench. And every time he came out, I stopped what I was doing. I got down on his level and we read those 4 rules together. And of course, if you don't know them, first rule is you always treat a weapon as if it's loaded. Second rule is you never point it at anything you don't want to destroy. Third rule is you always keep your finger off the trigger till you're ready to fire. And the fourth rule is always be sure of your target and what's around it. Now, the other thing I also taught him was Eddie Eagle, which is a gun-themed stop, drop, and roll. I'm sure you remember in school, you were taught, if you catch on fire for whatever reason, to stop, drop to the ground, and roll around until the fire's out. So Eddie Eagle is exactly like that. It's very simple. It's easy for any preschool or older child to understand. And it is 4 things. First is you stop. If you see a gun, stop. Don't touch it. That's the second rule. Don't touch it. Third rule, leave the area. Fourth rule, tell an adult. And this is not something that you can just tell them once and expect a child that has, a memory span of about 30 seconds, that they'll remember that in 6 or 8 months when they go over and play at a friend's house. You have to remind and refresh that in their minds until it really is second nature. Stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. Now, kids, both young boys and young girls, they want to emulate their dad. So they see dad going out with guns and shooting, they want to shoot. When I worked at a gun store, we actually sold what was called My First Rifle or the Jimmy Cricket, and it is a single shot 22 long rifle, bolt action rifle that was cut for a 5 or 6 year old child. The pull from the shoulder to where they gripped it with their hand was meant for their size. And like I said, it was a bolt action. You have to lift it up, you have to pull it out, you have to you can only put 1 bullet in. You close the bolt, you engage it, and then you actually have to pull on a little handle to actually engage the firing pin, and then you pull the trigger and it goes bang. So this is a great way to start children out with firearms. This is their firearm. Of course, it's yours legally, but you can't use it very well. So it's their firearm. And what you do is you tie responsibilities to it. I am linking a study down in the notes below about how children who are given age-appropriate chores when they're young turn out to be better people because they've been taught discipline. And if the kids want to go shooting with dad or mom and dad, then you say, we're going shooting this weekend. I need you to make sure that all your chores are done, and you do what you need to do. And of course you tell them, and you do everything that a 6-year-old needs to do, or everything you need to tell a 6-year-old to take care of the chore, and then follow up, make sure that it's done. There's also a firearm that was on sale called the JR-15. It was a 22 long rifle, kid-sized AR. There was a safety that actually required adult hand strength to turn the safety off or on. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they've been sued into oblivion because their website, which is We One Tactical, is in, shall we say, maintenance mode. Everything else is behind the front page, but you can't get to it. I know I've gotten to a couple of things. So if mom shoots, dad shoots, and the kids are of appropriate age, you know what? Make it a family day, right? You go and you pack a picnic lunch, you go out to the range, you shoot a little bit, you have some fun, you have a lunch, maybe you go out and do something a little later in the area. And this is a great way. There's no real downsides to this because it teaches your child discipline. It provides parent-child bonding time. It provides whole family bonding time, instills discipline. I really see no downside to this. It's all good stuff. So highly consider that. Introduce your children to firearms at a young age and teach them the discipline and the knowledge they need to be good firearm handlers. Thank you for watching the entire video. If what I discussed here was valuable to you, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and maybe drop a few coins in my tip jar to keep me in ammo. Thank you.